Hello, lovely stitchers. So day 2, and we're going to go quite simple today. Just, I say simple, it might be something that you've not done before, I don't know, but I am going with a couching. I'm going to couch something down. Now, couching means to put, to tack another piece down. So, because I've got this hideous rayon stuff that just wants to do its own thing, yeah, what I thought I'd do is I'm going to snip a bit off because it's got into a circular because it's been round a peg. I'm going to snip that bit off there because that's straight, and I'm just going to throw it down there a little bit, like taking your pencil for a walk or your pen for a walk. Okay, do you see? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pin it, she says. Can't pick the blooming pins up, in some kind of way so it doesn't fall off, and it's got a bit of a I've got some kind of thing going on, you know, because it has got a mind of its own. If anybody's worked with it, it is the most, as I say, hideous stuff to work with. You might love it, but I don't. And I'll be honest, it's been knocking about in places, in a, I don't know, underneath underneath all my sewing stuff, and I thought, oh God, that needs, every time I touch it, it unravels. So I just thought that needs using in something. And I tried to do wrapped rings with it. Again, not the easiest. I also tried to do Yorkshire buttons with it. No, that wasn't a good. I think it just kept falling off the template. I'm just going to try and pull that over and pin it. The only thing now is I'm pinning it to the fabric underneath. So I'm sort of taking my more pins out. Like I say, it's like taking your pen for a walk. You used to do that when you were in primary school. And then colouring the bits. What do they call it now? Zentangle. Zentangle. It was called taking your pen for a walk when I was a kid. Okay. So we're going to go with a couched Zentangle. Okay. So I will put those away because I know for a fact that I will get them in May and they'll be wandering all around the house. So I'm going to use a bit of a lighter thread, grey thread, just to couch it down. Oh, you don't want to come out of there, do you? It does. It's just right. Didn't want to come out for a minute. This is a very fine pearl cotton from paint box threads. And all I'm going to do is I am going to just move that to one side. Start over here. Oh, that's not got any. That's not got a. It's not got a point. It's broken off. Got a point on that one yet? How odd. How odd. Try again. Don't know what I've done with it. Right. I wonder if it was. No, it's broken. Just wondering if it was a crawl. No, it's definitely broken. Start again. Right. That's better. I was saying how lovely this linen is to stitch through. And that wasn't. So I'm just going to. Let me just get started and then I'll explain what I'm doing. So to couch down your whatever it is, your piece of wool with this ugly rayon stuff, what you need to do is just come up one side of it. Don't do too close together, otherwise it could be it for a while. Up one side and take a little stitch over the top and go back down in line with it. So you're doing a straight stitch, not a crossover stitch. Can you see what I mean? You're going straight over the top of it, not to one side. You're going up and down. So you're going to come up, up one side, and straight across and down the other side. I don't suppose it really matters if you do it as a diagonal, but it just looks a little bit neater that way. Try and trim it in. There you go. Yeah. So I'm just going to go around every bit of it and tuck it in. Now, inevitably, this thread is going to get hooked up on all the pins. Just going to go over the two. It already looks lovely. So that one actually has gone a little bit crossed over, but I don't worry. But this rayon thread is just doing its own thing. It's kind of just lying wherever it fancies. As I say, you could do this with wool. You could do it with a piece of ribbon. Anything really. I just sort of, actually, I was having a bit of a tidy up, and it's underneath everything. It's underneath my desk in a pot that keeps getting knocked off, and everything goes everywhere. And I have to keep winding it back on. And I thought, oh my goodness, I am going to have to use this, or donate it to something. I don't know what. So here we go. Now what I'm going with it, I'm actually not. It's sort of not too bad. Just take that pin out. It's got a bit of a sheen on, so it looks quite pretty. I think that's probably why I bought it. in the first place. I'm just going to try and get over those 2 bits there. Yeah. Try and make sure that your stitches are evenly spaced. But no other reason than it just looks better, looks nicer. Kind of want them in a similar size, similar spacing apart. I'm going to over those 2 there. Ooh, so day 2 of December. You cannot quite believe it, can you? That we're already into December and not so long, and it will be Christmas and the end of the year. It just doesn't seem feasible. Time goes so quickly. It's I remember saying to my daughter about the knitting and stitching show, oh, we've got months, weeks, and then it was the week before. So, you know, and we're all sort of up till goodness knows what o'clock trying to get things done. Just going to put a stitch in there and a stitch in there. Again, you can put these as close together as you like. Just try not to come up through any of the thread. Don't put your needle through any of the thread. Hang on a minute. I think I might have knocked that one there. Well, when it's down low like this, quite low, if I knock it, sometimes it goes out of where I want it to film. So just have to keep my eye on it. And make sure that the microphone's working, of course. A little bit tough where I'm going through the hem. I do actually think I'm going through that bit of thread. No, I don't know. Oh, towards the end. Try and move you over because I can see that it's starting to look quite pretty. These stitches aren't anything spectacular or anything difficult. You know, we're just kind of going along. Doing our own thing. Been working on a new so Gertrude here, on a new little animal for a new workshop. It's quite difficult to sort of get myself motivated after what was a massive weekend for us. I'm just gonna put you ouch. Stick myself with a pin. Yeah, it's quite difficult to get motivated to do something else after such a busy weekend and after something that I've never ever done before, and kind of very overwhelming it was. Well, both me and my daughter and my friend Lindsay, who helped out, she was an absolute stalwart throughout the weekend. We just totally underestimated the amount of people that would want to come and see my designs. We underestimated the size of the stand we'd need. That was, we were so overrun with people. I at one stage was about 10 feet away from the front of the stand, and there were just so many people there. It was beyond anything that I'd expected, completely beyond it. It was wonderful to meet so many lovely people, so many people that have watched my YouTube. I was blown away, didn't realise how many people actually watched. I'm just going to go, where am I going? I want to go right down here, so I'm going to turn it over. I'm just going to tie a knot because I don't like to carry the stitch too far. Even though I always say, it's not the Royal School of Needlework or anything like that. I just don't. What's happened there? Big stitch for some reason. I just don't like to carry it across too far because it gets unravelled. Right. Will I be able to manage with this little bit of thread? Or should I put some more on? Well, we'll use this up and then we'll see. Let's pin that down. Don't know what I was talking about then. Completely went off track. Oh yes, how many people came to see, and how many, like I say, we couldn't get in the stand. It was so busy. And that wasn't just one day, that was every single day. It was amazing. But it's hard for me to come down to earth and start making new ideas, getting my new ideas together. It's, it kind of I need my brain to switch off a little bit or switch on, whichever way we look at it, switch back to kind of being in my normal mode. Just going to put another stitch there. Just make sure that that doesn't disappear off. Yeah, but I'm just about getting there now. I didn't do much shopping either, just even though I really wanted to. didn't buy an awful lot. I didn't have the time. I was so kind of. I made a little list of the stands that I wanted to visit, but just didn't get a moment until the Sunday, sort of Sunday afternoon. It slowed down. And I mean, Saturday morning we woke up and we stayed in a beautiful hotel at the top of the hill in Harrogate, and I'm gonna have to have a new bit of thread. So just, and we didn't open the curtains because there was it was such an old hotel. It was single glazed, and there was a floodlight on the front of the building that sort of was shining into our, where's my alt? Yeah, into our hotel room, but the curtains were super thick. You couldn't see them. Oh, this doesn't want to come off here. I think it must be. Oh, I've not unswiveled it. That's why. Oh. Yeah. So we didn't open the curtains. Anyway, went up to breakfast, and the breakfast room in this hotel was absolute. It was on the top floor, the 5th floor, which is high for buildings in England, in Harrogate. By the way, we don't have many skyscrapers in that neck of the woods. Anyway, and we came out of the lift, and look, it was panoramic views all around the town of Harrogate, and it was just completely covered in snow, a good few inches of snow, which was looked absolutely stunning. But it was the Saturday, and I have to say, my heart sank into the pit of my stomach, because I thought, oh no, I'm not going to have any. No one's going to come. Nobody's going to come. No one's going to come out in the snow. But how wrong. People were there. People came. And it was very busy. Obviously, as crafters are made of sterner stuff, we don't let things bother us, do we? So yeah, we had a good snowy day Saturday. Not that I saw any of it apart from the morning. It was gone by the time we got home. We were ready to go, pack up and go home that evening, because we sort of, in the mornings, we had an Uber taxi down, only because we had things to take with us, because we'd got things that we were still making up in the hotel room. The hotel room was like a little production line of things. When we'd run out of things, we'd had to make them up in the hotel room. So we'd got to take them with us the next day. So we were taking an Uber down the hill, which was only just under a mile. Oh gosh, can't get that through there. But if you're carrying heavy stuff, you don't want to be doing that, do you? Anyway, but we walked back up on an evening and went in to get something to eat from one of the restaurants en route. And yeah, so we sort of got a little routine going. But yes, on that morning, on the Saturday morning, we thought we definitely did think we were going to struggle for a taxi, which we didn't, but it just took longer to come. Yeah, it was honestly one of the best weekends I've had in a long time. It was just so wonderful meeting so many lovely stitchers, so many lovely people. Honestly, can't explain the amount of conversations that I've had over the last few days, those days, just chit-chatting about stitching and fabric and thread and it was just wonderful. It was just wonderful. And needless to say, we're doing it all again. Okay, so I finished that little tea couching and taking my thread for a wander. So I'm going to put a stitch in that, a couple of stitches in that just to hold it down. Oops. So it doesn't wander off. Snip it off. These things that I'm doing, I'm just going to say, it might not be the last time I do something on it. I might come back to it at a later date because I feel like this could have things in it, you know, like beads and more stitches in it. But because I'm just doing a stitch a day, I don't want to overwhelm myself or you by doing more than I need to. So that is couching, a little Zentangle couching. So enjoy, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.